Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Do do do. Come on in, everybody. Grab your beverage, because you know what time it is. Oh, you know what time it is. It's time for Coffee with Scott Adams. Raise your mug. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, the ceiling doesn't actually have squiggles on it. It's just looking like that on the video. So if it looks like I'm in the witness protection program, it's because I'm going to be talking about Seth Rich. And I probably do need to get in the witness protection program. So let me say this about Seth Rich. Oh my God, I am being throttled. Holy cow. This is the... Yeah, I can see it. There's something going on with my viewer count. It's about half of what is normal. And by normal, I mean every single time except this one. Well, that's interesting. And it didn't show up on Periscope like normal. All right. Well, let's see what happens when it goes into the archive. And let's see if the recorded version is available. So I just read an article in the Washington Times that I tweeted around. You can see it on my Twitter feed. And wow, this is interesting. Do you think that they can tell by the keyword just because it said Seth Rich? I'll be damned. All right, let's do this. I'm going to use my phone to tweet that I'm on Periscope now. Let's see what happens with my tweet that I'm on Periscope, talking about Seth Rich. See if that gets throttled too. So we'll do a little live experiment. Periscope live. Now talking about Seth Rich. This will be a fun experiment. It's all right. So I'm sending a tweet to say that I'm on Periscope now. Yeah, I'm putting Seth Rich in it. I'll even hashtag him to make this a good test. See if you can view this tweet. Periscope is being throttled, it seems. All right, so we only got 700 people, so that's almost exactly half of what is normal. So tweet goes out. All right. So what we should see is in about 30 seconds, the numbers should zoom up if the tweet works, because the tweet should be bringing in a lot of people. Okay, so some of you got the tweet. Everybody sees it? Somebody says doesn't. All right, so tell me if you don't see the tweet that I just sent 30 seconds ago. My count is dropping? Good Lord, my viewer count is dropping. Oh my God, are you seeing this? Holy... I think my jaw is dropping a little bit now. This is really spooky. Now, I'm not going to assume that this is exactly what it looks like. but let's see if it goes back up. All right. I'm going to talk about Seth Rich. So I saw an article in the Washington Times that I retweeted. The retweet of the article got over 3,000 retweets, so I'm sure that was not throttled in any way. But it's the first time when I said to myself, this whole Seth Rich conspiracy thing, I just lost my skepticism. It just became impossible to imagine that most of what people are saying is true. So here are the parts that I think are unambiguously true. We're still at only about half of normal, but, or a little more than half, maybe 60% of normal traffic. The things I believe are true is that he was the source of WikiLeaks, getting the hacked information. I think that part's true. I think it's true that it was he did not get killed for a crime. Yeah, I was just reading Matt Couch's Twitter feed on that. So I think he was murdered, and it wasn't a robbery. That doesn't mean he was killed for the disk drive, but it seems pretty likely. And I would go further and say it is starting to look as though the Russia collusion story is at least in part a diversion. So those are the things I say is true. Now the parts that I would not yet say are true is apparently there was an FBI vehicle that was broken into and a gun was stolen out of the vehicle, so it would have been an FBI official gun in the same neighborhood. But I don't know if that means he was killed with that gun or even what that means. So that part is sort of, as likely to be a coincidence as anything else. And I would further say that the Russia collusion story does appear to be a coordinated diversion. So there is clearly some enormous government shenanigans going on, and it doesn't seem to be on Trump's side. So we may be surprised by whatever Mueller comes up with, but we'll see. I have somebody saying I'm not appearing on the Periscope app, only on the Twitter feed. Man, oh man. When you watch this stuff happening live, I swear this is literally the one and only Periscope that's ever had this traffic this slow. Most of you have been on here with me every time I've been on. Have any of you ever seen it throttled this way? I bet you haven't. Oh my God. Well, so I'm just actually a little bit speechless. So let's talk about Trump's tweet about Alec Baldwin. So this morning, Trump tweeted that Alec Baldwin, something insulting about his, I guess Alec Baldwin said that it was agony to play President Trump on Saturday Night Live, and the president was just mocking him for that and saying that Darrell Hammond was more talented. Now, it wasn't exactly a kill shot, but he does seem to be the poor man's Darrell Hammond. So here's something for you to watch for. See if something bad happens to me in the next week or two. So, I'm completely serious about this. Watch what happens to me in the next week or two. See if you see any unusually bad press about me. Because I haven't done much to get in trouble lately. But just watch, see if you see any major stories that purport to have some bad news about me. Because if that happens, that would be another weird coincidence, wouldn't it? Time to start carrying. Yeah, because of the Seth Rich thing. Because I am being throttled right now, and it's the only time this has happened, and it's the only time I've ever put the name Seth Rich in the title of my Periscope. What's Jack's pinned tweet? Somebody's saying, look at Jack's pinned tweet. So I will. I don't know what that's going to tell me. Let's see. Oh, he's committed to the openness and to hold ourselves publicly accountable toward progress. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, to try to disconnect and see if, well, do you think it's an automated thing or not? All right, let's talk about trade wars. So, as you're hearing in the press, President wants some tariffs on what, steel and aluminum, and a lot of people are saying, no, you can't do that. Don't put a tariff on steel and aluminum. And I think this is another one of those situations where only President Trump could do this. You know, a regular president probably could not put tariffs on things and get away with it. But I've got a feeling he's going to get away with this. So, you know, there's no way to know because the whole tariff situation has so many variables that you can't really know. You can't really know what the ins and outs of tariffs are. You don't know how people will respond. You don't know if their response will be meaningful. You don't know how it ends. You don't know how long it goes. So Trump is creating a situation where we're going from a stable, predictable environment into one in which nobody can predict what will happen. What happens, generally speaking, what happens when President Trump creates chaos? All right, you probably know where I'm going on this. When President Trump takes a stable situation and creates chaos, he wins. He wins. So the best thing that President Trump can do to play to his own strengths is to create this chaotic, I don't know what's going to happen next situation. Those are his strongest moments. Part of it is that he's always the strongest personality in any contest. So if people are looking for certainty, people are saying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with these tariffs? There's only going to be one name in the game who is certain what's going to happen. We're going to win. Now, it may not be true, but he's going to be very certain about it, right? Yeah, we're going to do some tariffs. We're going to win. We're going to make America great. We're going to bring back our steel, whatever he says. So that's good news. Now, the most interesting thing I saw in the news today, my second tweet just appeared when I re-looked for it. That might not be weird. The interesting thing today is that, watch my follower count not able to hit 1,000. That's clearly being cut down. Now, given that I also tweeted about this, had I only relied on my Periscope notifications, I would have expected about 1.4 thousand people live. With a tweet to my over 200,000 followers at prime time, I would have expected something like 2,000 followers. So it looks like it's roughly half of what it should be. Anyway, CNN had an article today saying that President Trump is actually more popular now than he was on Inauguration Day. So he's still deeply unpopular, but somehow they can measure that his popularity has improved since Inauguration Day. Now, apparently that's not terribly uncommon for a president, although there have been several that did not improve in the first year. But I've been telling you for a while that his popularity has increased dramatically. It's just invisible because most of the increase is on the Republican side. So he went from, oh, okay, I'll vote for you just because I don't want Hillary, to, yeah, he's pretty good. So on the Republican side, they probably already would have said, yes, we like him or we prefer him, but they may not have said he's doing a really good job. So Republicans went from grudgingly, or at least some of them, grudgingly, yeah, he's better than the alternative, to, yeah, he's working. It works out. So if you were to measure his improvement of popularity within the people who already approved, see, this is important. It's not just people who flipped from not liking him to liking him, but the people who were sort of lukewarm about him. They supported him, but they were lukewarm. Probably are a lot warmer. So although the numbers are not reflecting it, there's fairly immense improvement in popularity, but most of it happened on the Republican side. It shows over 4,000 on total viewers. Normally would be about 6 or 7 by now. Trump is like Nickelback. Everyone hates him, but they keep selling out shows. All right, since it seems that talking about Seth Rich is the thing that the algorithm doesn't want me to do, let's talk some more about Seth Rich. It does look like there's something fairly massive that might break in the next year. And by massive, I mean we probably have to wait for Mueller to do his thing. It feels like Mueller has to have some kind of a result, and we have to get past him to get another prosecutor. So we probably I think we're going to have another special prosecutor, and it's going to be on Hillary all the time. This whole special prosecutor thing that is used as a weapon. The minute I said Seth Rich, the number went down. Let's try it again. Seth Rich. Seth Rich. Let's see if I can drive my numbers down by just saying Seth Rich. Well, they're certainly going down. Good Lord. Our special counsel is good for the Trump administration. No. But at this point, assuming Mueller doesn't have something on the president, and I feel like we would have seen something by now, it's probably going to start to turn positive for him, because it just makes it makes the other side look like they're not serious players. It says, Jesus Scott, so somebody's saying, what are you becoming? So if you missed the first part of this, I started out as a hardcore Seth Rich conspiracy doubter. I'm still not on the team that says that Hillary ordered a hit. Okay, so let me be clear about that. The part I'm not accepting is that Hillary ordered him to be murdered. The part I am accepting is that he was the source for the WikiLeaks stuff, and that it's more likely he got killed because of that than because of something else. Far more likely. And I'm also on the side that says there's something terribly hinky about the way it was investigated. So the investigation is probably tainted. He's the WikiLeaks source. By the way, remember, I don't know how long ago, I think it was August 2016, when Julian Assange did his interview, and he was asked why he's offering a reward for information about the murder of Seth Rich, unless Seth Rich was the source. Unless Seth Rich was the source of his information, because it wouldn't make any sense. Seth Rich was just a random guy who got killed. Why would WikiLeaks care about him at all? And it seemed to me that Assange did everything he could to confirm that he was the source without confirming he was the source. Roger Stone. What about Roger Stone? Yeah, we haven't seen the follower count. Seems to be throttled under 1,000. So if I had to guess, I would say the algorithm is preventing it from crossing 1,000. That's what it looks like. Don't give Kim.com that much credit, folks. Well, yes, you have to worry about Kim.com's credibility. So nothing I've said depends on that. So my opinion does not depend on Kim.com. You know what else is interesting? Wouldn't we know exactly where Seth Rich was and what his timeline was from the fact that he had a phone with him? Didn't Seth Rich have his cell phone with him? And we recovered that, didn't we? So if you have your cell phone with you, can't law enforcement know exactly where you were? Yeah, and yeah, Donna Brazil talked about how she was afraid after Seth Rich got murdered. She was personally afraid. So if the head of the DNC thinks she got whacked, and I saw no reason to think that Donna Brazil knew who killed him. I don't think that's true. But she was afraid. So Seth's brother is alive and he was in on it. Now that part I'm not buying yet. Why would his brother necessarily be in it? Why does it take two people to insert a thumb drive and copy files? It seems to me that the brother is an unnecessary add-on to this story. Don't be afraid to put two and two together. Well, I'm just trying to stick where the facts are the strongest. Somebody said Kim.com is credible. Well, here's the thing. He's no fan of the United States government. If somebody is known to have a bias against the United States government, and against, I think, Hillary in particular, their bias is transparent. I don't think he's trying to cover the fact that he has a bias. So that alone makes him less credible, even if he has been credible in other contexts. But he's also a criminal, or an accused criminal. He's an accused criminal. So yes, the neighborhood was full of cameras. I don't know exactly why anybody didn't look at them, but I doubt they were all pointed in the right direction. All right, it doesn't seem that we're ever going to go over 1,000. If you'd like a little more confirmation bias for your Seth Rich conspiracies, the fact that I got throttled by mentioning him, may be additive to your confirmation bias, or it may be real. It might be real. Time for a little A/B testing. All right, here's what I'm going to do, people. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to change the title of this Periscope to something about kittens. It's going to be about kittens and coffee, and then I'm going to sign back on. It'll take me about 60 seconds to do that. All right. So let's see what happens to the. No, that's not a good test because kittens are popular. So I'm not going to say kittens because kittens are too popular. I'll just say stuff about headlines and coffee. All right. So I'm going to sign off. Look for me in about 60 seconds.